Good morning. There's nothing like making your own spice blend. My girls absolutely love when I send them home with jars of spice. One of my favorites is a very spicy rub similar or blend similar to some of the things you can buy in the grocery store. Today, we are going to make a variation of that, and that variation is going to have anise seed in it. Anise seed is a licorice flavor type seed, and we use that to finish off the rest of the spices. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start off. I use a relatively large bowl, and I buy my spices in bulk. You can get them at Penzeys. I've been talking about Penzeys a lot. You can get them at Penzeys. Love Penzeys. We're going to start off with 8 tablespoons of paprika, and we're going to put that right in there. And then we are going to add 3 tablespoons of cayenne pepper. Now you can adjust this any way you want. So we're going to stir that up, give it a good mix. Then we're going to use 5 tablespoons of freshly ground black pepper. Now, you can use the regular ground black pepper, like tones that you get from the, from Sam's. So you put that right in there. Now, I always sneeze when this happens, so when I pour that in, and I mix that up. You might have a few clumps, so you want to press them down and get rid of the clumps. Then you're going to add 6 tablespoons of garlic powder. And you've got to be careful, especially in this dampness, because garlic powder will clump up. And so you're going to mix that up. Then you're going to add 3 tablespoons of onion powder. And give that a mix. I know that salt is a binder. Excuse me, there goes the pepper. I know that salt is a binder and helps hold things together, and it is a way for the bulk to increase. But we're going to make sure we don't have too much salt. Now, I am using 3 tablespoons of sea salt. Remember, I told you I like sea salt. And it's just a plain white sea salt. It's not any of those pretty ones that I normally use on my other food. And we're going to mix that up. We're going to then add dried oregano. So we put in 2½ tablespoons of dried oregano. There it goes. All right, now we're going to take this and we're going to add thyme. There was a while it was hard to find bulk thyme, and now it's back on the shelves. So we're going to add this right in here and make sure it's all mixed, and use my favorite word, incorporated. There we go. We've got it going. All right, as you can tell, I'm starting to sniffle. This is good stuff. We're going to take the secret ingredient now that makes it so good on steak and meat. We're going to go ahead and add the anise seed. I do buy my anise seed in bulk. I use it in a lot of different things. We're going to put it right in here, and we're going to give it a stir. We're going to make sure all those clumps are out, and this is what it looks like. So can you see that? So we're going to take that, continue to stir it, and make sure all those clumps are out. Now sometimes if I find that after I've put all the spices in and it's a little too clumpy, I'll put it in my Vitamix and then pulse it real quick and get any other lumps out. So I've got all my little jars or bags ready to go, and I'll pack this up, and Chelsea and Carly will have their steak out to put on their steak. So when you're doing your steak with this, you put a little olive oil on the steak and put this seasoning on. You don't need anything else. You're good to go with it. So have a great day. Thanks.